everybody. Welcome back to another episode of We Got to Know You, the show where we want to know your story and why you are a Chiva-Hermano specifically. Hi, my name is Gabriela, and I have a very exciting episode once again because, again, we have a family of Chiva-Hermanos living in the USA, specifically in Chicago, but they're going to tell us their story in a little bit. Stay tuned. Told you before, we have another family, the Ruiz brothers, and they have a lot of exciting anecdotes and stories, and shortly they're going to be in El Estadio Akron with a little surprise of the We Go To staff. So please, without further ado, please welcome Los Hermanos Ruiz. Hi guys, how are you today? So glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you, Gabby, for taking the time to make this happen.
We're really honored and really happy to be a part of the biggest team, el más popular, el más querido
de México, las Chivas de Guadalajara.
Oh, my pleasure. And we were talking behind the scenes of how important it is to me to give you guys this space because I want to tell the world that Chivas is not only in Mexico, like it's all over the world and specifically in the United States. So why don't we start this charla with you guys telling me, so where are you from and what is your story?
So my name is Rene, Ruiz,
Mauricio Ruiz,
and we're brothers. We're 4 years apart. I was born in Los Angeles, Compton, California. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks before, my mom was in Tijuana, and she traveled, and I was born literally 2 weeks apart. And that's when my story began. And then
I was born here in Chicago 4 years later, and then we were really close. So instantly became best friends. We do everything together, and I'm really happy to even be a part of this journey.
Of course, and you being so close together, you have like a lot of things in common, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later because we can see your amazing background. I am so jealous because I was telling you guys earlier that you have more jerseys than I do. So that's amazing. Okay. It's incredible. And actually they told me this. Those jerseys behind like green, white, and red is because of the Mexican flag, right?
It sure is.
El equipo más mexicano.
El equipo más mexicano. Yes, that is exactly right. So, okay, you are very close together. You are only 4 years apart. So, how was it growing up in the United States with a Mexican background?
Well, it was definitely a humbling experience. We come from a humble family. My parents, till this day, don't really speak English, so I had to grow up quick and become a translator. So I speak Spanish, I think, fairly well. The best, probably not, because the Spanish changes. There's educational Spanish, and there's my family is from a small village in Jalisco, Mexico. So we do come from Jalisciense blood, and it was a very humble beginning. We didn't have much. My father and my mother weren't really into soccer, so what got us into it was literally the streets.
Yeah, growing up, our parents didn't watch soccer, nor did they let us play. They were afraid we would get hurt, anything like that. We found Chivas through an uncle that he was born over there. My mom's brother. He showed us Chivas. We'll go to his house, watch him celebrate, and we fell in love immediately with that passion.
I was like around 6, and he was around 4 years old, and we fell in love with the team to the point where we were trying to watch them every weekend, but we didn't have cable, and we didn't. At that time, Chivas was coming up, and it was always popular, but it's just in the United States, it was slowly coming up. When Copa Libertadores was being broadcasted, it was on Fox Deportes, and we didn't have cable. So what did we do? We'll call my uncle, "Hey, can you come pick us up, Tio?" He'll come pick us up just so we can go watch those games and support from all the way out here. And one of our first games was here in Chicago, Chivas versus Atlas, when Robert Pepino the Brazilian was in that class, and oh man, we definitely didn't like him at all.
Not at all. But going back a little bit back on your story, so it's funny because I've had guests that are like, yeah, so we are actually from Guadalajara or we are from Michoacan, so it comes with it, you know, like being a Chivahermano or an Atlas fan or whatever, just by the fact that being from Guadalajara, it would automatically make you a fan of either one of those teams. So it's funny that your parents were not even interested in soccer at all, but your uncle was, right?
Yeah. Well, my parents were all about work, you know, living the American dream, trying to support your family and just, you know, be humble about it.
Now they are soccer fans. They watch Chivas with us every week.
Because of you.
Now they're hardcore. They watch it. And they're making food right now, making the time so we could go over and watch the.
My mom is jealous. She's like, you know, take us with. And I'm like, you guys have your opportunity. You guys can go whenever you guys want.
That's awesome. So why don't we talk a little bit more about this uncle that gave you that passion for Chivas? He lives actually in Guadalajara. What's the story?
Well, he was raised in Guadalajara.
Yeah, so he got kicked out of the house like around 14
my grandpa kicked him out. Yeah, that's my mom's brother.
So from that rancho at 14, he went to go live in Guadalajara on his own, and he lived out there for like 3-4 years. He lived in Guadalajara, and then he came over here once my mom came. So he lived out there for a while. He lives here now. He's still a Chivas fan. We're probably bigger Chivas fans now, but he definitely he lived in Guadalajara for a good time.
Yeah, he played. So he taught us a little bit about the history of Roberto Coyote, Artilon, and you know all those great players that were coming up. And we were proud. You know, that's when YouTube. I'm 32 years old. My brother 28. So we're a little older. So when we were coming up, YouTube was barely coming up. That's when we could start researching. As we got older,
he had all the jerseys, and I always wanted jerseys. Like I said, my parents, they didn't like soccer, so like they never wanted to pay $60 for a jersey.
So we had to wait, and we had to get our jerseys from the Tianguis when we used to go to Mexico. We went to Mexico every year at least once, around December for at least a month or two. So we're very connected with Mexico.
And what I've heard also about Chivahermanos living in the USA, you mentioned before that it was hard watching Chivas games because you needed cable and only a short amount of streaming services, well, back then, were broadcasting Chivas games. So what is the most difficult part? Because I've also heard about it's very hard to buy jerseys because Puma Mexico doesn't ship to the USA, or it's very hard, or shipping is like crazy expensive. So how do you get this kind of merch, and how do you manage to watch every single week Chivas games nowadays?
Well, right now it's been really it's easier now. Right now we have an account in VIX. We have Telemundo, which is free broadcasting now. And
La casa de Chivas en Estados Unidos.
We actually tried Chivas TV, but it didn't work in our country. So I was reason.
Yeah, we tried multiple things. Sometimes it is on cable, sometimes it's not. We downloaded apps and do the free subscription for a week or two, and
we struggled for a while. But yeah, we tried Chivas TV, but every time the game went on, it said it wasn't streaming in your country, so we were left out. So we had to find other platforms to see it, but we always found a way now that we're older.
And then, for a lot of the merch, I personally like to buy the merch in Mexico because it comes with the story. It comes with, I got this shirt at the stadium, I got this shirt at the Puma store in Guadalajara. So every jersey that I have is special, and instead of just buying it online. I do have some exclusive stuff that's not sold to the public. I find my ways. But we have a story to every jersey that we have. It's not just buy it online. It's, you know, we buy it in Mexico, we went to a game, see the game, and things like that. The jersey that I have there, I'm not sure if it's on frame or not, but it's signed by all the 2017 championship team, and that was a memorable moment.
That's
like,
so
we usually go once a year, like we said, to make it happen. And we usually buy the jerseys at the stadium, but you can't get online now. It's just, you have to wait, and to get the numbers, it's a whole pain in the butt. and it's more expensive. So we just get them at the stadium.
Yeah. And speaking about going to the stadium, you mentioned that you try to make it once a year to Mexico and watch games. And I recently had a family, the last episode actually, a family that it's a dad of 4 kids, and he wasn't able to travel to Mexico for 30 years because of like he didn't have papers and such. So it was very hard for him, and he was a hardcore Chivahermano as well. And he finally last year made it to Guadalajara and to the Estadio Akron, and he's actually going to a game I think next week. And he was like so humbled by the fact that he was able to come back to Mexico. So for you guys, the opportunity to come here once a year and to be able to stay connected to your roots. You were telling me that Chivas is like your way to staying connected with your Mexican heritage. So what is the meaning behind, like, culturally, family, what does it mean to you guys to come back to Mexico once a year, not only for a Chivas game, but in Mexico in general, to your house?
I mean, to us, it's a lifestyle. It's who we are. You know, the people who know me closely know me. Rene is fanático de Chivas. Anyone who knows me close, that's part of my identity. And I'm sure you could say the same.
Yeah, no, we enjoy going to Mexico. You know, it brings a different side of us. We feel like our natural selves out there. You know,
it's a part of our lifestyle. It brings that Mexican in us that we know that we're very proud of. I always say we're somos de Jalisco. You know, we're so proud of it, and this team brings that out of us. Like I feel like I don't feel like an outcast. I don't feel like an outsider. I feel like I'm part of Jalisco when I talk about Chivas, because we know everything.
Yeah, it's like for me, like even when I'm talking to people out there, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, like this is one of my first questions. Like, ¿Quién le vas? Chivas. Somos amigos.
Yeah, somos amigos.
Claro.
You see me at a bar and you tell me you're a Chivas fan, I got the first 2 drinks.
Of course. And that is why it is so important to me. I guess we just got very much into this conversation specifically because I really wanted to know, because you know that we are making this kind of content in English about Chivas Femenil, Tapatio, and we try to cover a lot of subjects of Chivas. And for me, it was very important because a lot of people are like, hey, el equipo más mexicano, why are you speaking in English? Because there are Chivahermanos like the Ruiz brothers and many more, like over 5 million Chivahermanos only in the United States that root for Chivas, but speak in English. So what's the problem with that? So, and now that we have Kate Cowell in the team and this kind of bilingual situation is being more relevant nowadays. So I want to ask you again, what is your perspective on el equipo más mexicano doing content in English?
I mean, like you said, you gave us a space. So like I feel very honored that you're giving us that voice, because just because the people, you know, my fellow Chivahermanos that do live in Guadalajara, doesn't mean that I love them less or anything. You know, I might love them as much as them, if not more, just because that's how much we love the colors and we love the team and the emblem.
And unfortunately, we live over here. I wish I lived in Mexico and be there on every game.
And you're giving us that space, you're giving us that voice to show our love to the team and our commitment. I mean,
yeah, even like with us, we have Nigerian friends, Ugandan friends, and our love for Chivas has gone to them. They have their own Chivas jersey.
They have no connections with Mexican heritage, but because of us, they do now. We have certain pictures
they came to Chicago, we brought them with, and they were, oh, it's so negative. But you know, he's one of our close friends, and he's getting a lot of attention. Chivas jerseys, and he's like, "Arriba las Chivas," and you know, it's beautiful to see that.
So
that's so cool.
Just letting our colors bleed onto other cultures is amazing, and we have pictures to prove that. You know?
Yes, and as somebody said, los mexicanos nacemos donde se nos da la regalada gana. So again, you are Mexican, your parents are Mexican, you were born in the USA, but it doesn't matter. We are Mexican, we have Mexican roots, we have Mexican traditions, Mexican costumes, and we love Chivas. And at the end of the day, we always say this in our shows on We Go To every Wednesday, we speak Chivas. and this language is universal and everybody can understand, and we are here for you. And I am so happy to be able to interact with Chivahermanos outside Mexico, because again, just keep in mind that there are over 5 million Chivahermanos in the United States and all over the world. As you said, a Nigerian friend that is wearing probably a Chiva jersey somewhere in Chicago right now. So I'm so happy about that.
And he bought the jersey off Puma, and he got a legit Chivas jersey, and he wears it, and he messages sometimes, hey Chivas is doing well.
I bought him that jersey from Mexico. Yeah. The other friend did buy it from him.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Awesome. So, okay, let's get into it. So, you already told me about your history as a Chivahermano, your uncle, and everything regarding that, and that you try to travel once a year to Guadalajara. So, what is your best experience, recent, not recent, your best experience in the Estadio Akron, Jalisco, or whatever it is that you watch Chivas?
My most memorable experience would be I went to the final, the Tigres final, the first one when we won. I was there. I went to the semifinal.
Oh no!
Luca too. So that experience was really fun. I was outside the stadium maybe like 6-7 hours looking for tickets that day. I got there at 1 p.m. The game was like at 6. I was sunburned. I was tired. I was hungry, dehydrated. But I found the tickets literally probably like 30 minutes before the game started. We won. Went to Minerva after, celebrated.
I was there that day, but I had to come back because I was in school for radiology, and I had to come back.
Yeah, I was real sad because
I was in the stadium. I literally just soaking in all the good vibes, and it was for me it was one of the most. Oh man, it was
while
terrible.
we were winning, he was on the plane coming back because he had to go to school.
Otherwise, I would get kicked out of the program and I couldn't graduate. So I had to make up a story to my teachers and lie to them to even go. And I went. Yeah.
You're talking about the 2017 final.
Yeah, that one.
I thought you were talking about this last one. That's what I was like.
We went to that one
no.
as well.
We did. Yeah, that one. It was.
You were there too?
Yeah, we went.
Yeah,
we went to that one.
So after they beat America, we bought our plane ticket right away.
So first of all, we won. We started crying. We started looking for tickets. We didn't care how much they cost. They were pretty pricey because they shot off right away.
And we pre-planned because we had a feeling they were going to make it to the final. So we work at a hospital, and we have to plan 5 weeks in advance. So we got our days covered. So we knew they were going to make it to the final.
So we believed.
So we got those days covered. We put in our vacation time. And then once they beat America, we bought the tickets.
But then we had a bad experience at the stadium because once we got there, we waited about 8 hours, 9 hours of searching. Literally, we had to get 4 tickets. 2 from I have another brother, and then a cousin that went with us that day. So we got them 2 tickets, and then we were trying to find the best seats because we wanted to pay. But we got somebody who tried to sell us fake tickets, some duplicates. But once we got to the gate, they were fake. So luckily, we didn't pay them. We knew that we pay once you give us the tickets. So then,
so my brother, my younger brother, and my cousin, they got some other tickets. So they were in the stadium. Me and my brother, we see the fireworks going off.
The Himno Nacional was going off. So I was stressed.
Still outside the stadium.
Yeah, I wanted to cry because it's like we didn't come all the way over here to not see the game, and we were looking and we found one last lady. She had 2 tickets left for the the zona. It was
by the porra.
La porra inferior. And man, we paid 19,000 pesos each. We didn't care. We just wanted to show up. And then they literally were closing the gate because they were people were trying to rush in, and we're like, no, look, we have our tickets. And literally, I slid underneath. Once we got in there, I was shaking, and man, it was a beautiful feeling, and especially when we were winning 2-0, and then Tigres.
And the rest is history.
I got to see them win, a couple years ago, 6-7 years ago. I wanted him to have that experience that I had, so I felt really bad more for him because I was, I already had that experience with him winning in person and live. I was obviously really sad, but I felt even worse because he didn't get to have that feeling I had.
Yeah, I think that everybody that was there, I was there as well. Like, we had it. Like, literally, for 60 minutes, I was like, this is it. We are champions again. La 13. Yes, this is it. And I remember when Tigres scored, I was like, like something like snapped, and I was like, oh no. And I remember I went out and I hid in the bathroom. I'm kidding you not. I hid in the bathroom. I was like, no, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening. And it was just one goal from Tigres, so we were still winning. But something happened inside of me. I don't know what. And exactly, like, I cannot believe I'm here for a final, being able to watch Chivas being champion, because I was not able to go in 2017 because my kids were like so young and I couldn't leave. But this time, and I worked for Chivas already, and it was like incredible. It was like, this is perfect. Like, this is my first championship with Chivas at home, blah blah blah. But okay, I mean, we survived, right? And
funny. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying the funny thing is that we left Monday and then we run into Pablo.
You're on the same plane as us.
Yeah.
Really?
And I sent the pictures. You'll see them.
Yeah. Speaking of his family is in Chicago, right?
Yeah, Bono's daughters are in. They're in school here.
Yeah.
And when he was a coach for Chicago Fire, he was here for a while. So a lot of people like Chicago, a lot of futbolistas, because soccer players, because they get that freedom that is not. They're not that popular here, so they can walk around with that freedom. You know, and not get bothered.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we survived, and I'm pretty sure it's coming. La 13, it's coming soon.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So speaking of, and historically speaking, you were in the 2017 final, and you're like very young, so you probably, because of your uncle, you know about certain players and the history of Chivas from recent years. So who is your favorite player from now, from the past, whatever? Who is your favorite Chivas player?
Mine growing up was Osvaldo Sanchez and Bofo. Those two, yes. I have multiple Osvaldo jerseys. He's one of my biggest idols.
He was even a goalie as a kid because of Osvaldo Sanchez.
Osvaldo. Oh.
I got, for him, for one of his birthdays, I got Osvaldo to get, they have the same birthday, him and Osvaldo Sanchez. And I got him to wish him happy birthday.
Yeah, because I love Osvaldo Sanchez as well, because I'm a leader, a natural leader with such charisma and such strength in and out the field. Like, the way he talked to his teammates is like, we're gonna win. You're like, what's going on with you? You know, he's that type of player that
natural leader.
Yeah, just a natural leader. And then El Bofo Bautista, I mean, to this day, I wish I could meet him. I've been running around. We tried to catch him one time when he was playing here indoor professionally. Yeah, in Chicago Mustangs, and we tried to catch him and we couldn't. And then recently when he came to Chicago, he was signing, he was on the Chivas tour and we couldn't catch him. He ended the firmas early or something, and when we got there, it wasn't meant to be, I guess. But he's one of the idols that we wish we could meet. But right now, you love...
Right now, I'm also one of my favorite. I love his character, his personality,
charisma.
You know, Piojo is another one, Beltran. Yeah. I would say if I had to pick one, I love Mozo. So Mozo, you see this?
Te queremos mucho, Mozo.
We'll make sure he watches this. Trust me.
Thank you.
Te queremos mucho, Mozo. Te apoyamos. Oh, I wanted him a long time ago. About 3-4 years before he came to Chivas. I was like, eso lo quiero para lateral derecho. I wanted him a long time ago.
He should be in the World Cup. Hopefully,
para que le sigas echando ganas, Mozo, para que tú llegues a la mundial, tú te lo mereces.
Es grande.
Hopefully. So, you know, they say when you're having fun, time flies. We are already in the 24-minute mark. So this is an amazing chat with you guys. I appreciate you so much. But I also want to keep asking you, what is your projection? What do you think is going to happen with Chivas in the near future? What is your, not necessarily your hopes, because I hope and I think that you want them to win every single game, championships or whatever, but what do you think right now, where Chivas is standing at the moment? What is your projection of Chivas in the near future?
I think Fernando Hierro is doing a phenomenal job. I see that he keeps investing in the youth academy. He's bringing players from out here, Mexican American like myself, from LA Galaxy, from LA FC. He's recruiting, and I think he's trying to build his team before we even have the vision for it. So I feel like having players like Mozo and all these Bertran's gonna get more mature. He's gonna have Chicharo. They're gonna mold these youngsters to. I feel like we're gonna be a very competitive team, and we're gonna be a team to be reckoned with.
Right. I just I hope Chivas. They're for me they're the biggest team in the world. I want them to be even more popular. I want the team in Europe to know who we are and compete with the best and everything.
But in 10 years, I believe that we're gonna have a very stable group of young fellows that are gonna come and give us a lot of maybe hopefully champions.
Yeah, because remember Cantera Rojiblanca Tapatío is bringing a lot of players into the first team, and they are amazing so far. Mateo, Rael, Brígido, La Hormiga, a lot of very young players that are already playing in the first team, and they are showing what it's like to be canterano rojiblanco and all that. They're fearless inside the pitch, and you wouldn't even know that they are 18, 19, 20 years old. So that is very exciting to see. Fernando Hierro, of course, has a huge plan for this and to all the categories of Chivas to keep growing and maturing one and another, and for Chivas Femenil as well. For every single organization in the Chivas name, he has very well projected that we trust in our Cantera Rojiblanca, and that's what's happening right now. Gago has already debuted 4 players from Cantera Rojiblanca, and Pauno did it as well. So it's very exciting to see, and I think the future looks bright for Chivas. Absolutely. And I agree 100%. So last but not least, I want you guys to tell me what's going to happen in March. What happened on We Go To? What happened?
I logged in on We Go To, and it was an amazing experience with you and the other guys, Red and White Fred, and it was a great experience. I was talking, and you saw my comment on how hard it is to get tickets, and you reached out, and we went live, and it was a beautiful experience. We already had the trip planned, me and him, to go, but you guys said that we have surprise tickets and this other things, and to this day we can't sleep. We're excited.
So this is going to air when this airs. You are still not. Well, this is going to happen before you go to Guadalajara. But I just want our Chivahermanos watching to know that Rene joined the live, and in the chat he was commenting, hey, how safe it is to buy tickets in BTO Mobile, because I already have my trip and I'm just hesitating. This is a safe place to buy my tickets. And somebody replied to you yeah, it is safe or something like that, and you replied, thank you for answering me. And I was like, so let's go and help this guy out, because that's why we started chatting about the fact that BTO Mobile is, of course, trustful, and don't buy reventa ever. You said it just right now, somebody tried to sell you fake tickets. So there is absolutely no excuse to just risk that, right? So just go into BTO Mobile, and we were talking behind the scenes in production, and we were like, hey, he's already traveling, we can of course help him out, right? And we were able to get 2 tickets for the Ruiz brothers, and also the experience, Experiencia Rojiblanca. So if you don't know what Experiencia Rojiblanca is that you go in the fields, and you are able to take pictures, and you are able to watch the players warm up before the game, and you're going to be at a level where you can practically speak to Alan Mozo if you want to, and if he turns around and says hi, yay, go for it. So my pleasure. It's always nice to help from a Chivahermana to a Chivahermano, every time we have the opportunity to make this happen, we are going to, because we know, again, how hard it is for you guys to travel all the way to Mexico, and with everything that is behind that, right? So I'm so happy. So I beg you to please tag us in every single picture, post, video, or whatever it is that you're going to do over there, especially in Experiencias Rojiblancas. I'm pretty sure they're going to take your picture as well over there. But guys, I don't know if you want to tell again, to the Chivahermanos, not only in Mexico, but in all the world. Do you want to say something to them?
I just want to say, Chivas, thank you for the experience, and I'm sure I just wanted to come already. I wanted to be March. I want to be there already. I'm really excited. Thank you very much. And it's Chivas for me. It's a lifestyle. I got it here. You know.
Wow.
And I just for me it's a lifestyle.
So what we can say is to my Chivahermanos all over the United States, your voice is heard through us. You know, get on We Got You. They're always listening. They're always talking in both our languages, in Spanglish and English. We're here now, so this is our space. Let's make it more popular.
Thank you, guys. The Ruiz brothers, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait to watch your stories and your pictures and everything you post about that day in the game in Guadalajara. So I'm very happy you were here and that for your time. And excuse me because we got interrupted earlier. I'm going to make sure production sees this. So thank you so much for being here and for your time. And Chivahermanos watching this, thank you so much. And if you want to be featured in this show, please leave it in the comment section down below. And you know that I'm always watching and that I'm always reading everything. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our official YouTube channel. I will see you next week, Chivahermanos, signing off.
Bye. Thank you.
Ya me voy para la cancha.